Hey, what's happening? It's Bill Smith. I just posted a video a few minutes ago, and Q drops came right behind it. So I want to take a time to show you what's on these Q drops. You can go to qcodefag.github.io to track the same stuff that I'm tracking in real time. There's a lot of stuff on here, and most of it you probably already know, but it says, number one, why did the memo drop a Friday and before the Super Bowl? I bet it's got to do with that stock market dive, and it was because the markets close on the weekend, so they can't really pound it out over the next couple of days. Now, does this seem strange to you? Watch the news. Rothschild's estate sale, Black Forest. I'll go into this in a second. Stock market dive, 666. Coincidence? So this happened last Friday. It was on the 2nd of February. Dow's 666-point plunge looks bad, but the economy's fundamentals are still strong. Now, this harks back to the $1 trillion bank bailout in 2008. They were basically holding our country at ransom. I watched the stock market drop 700 points. People go on the floor of Congress, say, we still can't do this. Then I watched it drop another like 500 or 600 points. Like, they were basically holding us hostage. They control the market. That's what they're signaling. I don't think it's going to make a difference at this point. Talks about the Rothschild's estate over in the Black Forest. Give me a second. So don't think this is the only information. It could point to other stuff in the Black Forest, but this is an environmental group running articles about how they saved it. They saved large chunks of the Black Forest. The Rothschilds did from logging. Now, this is important. I just want to tell you this, okay? Everybody's going to get caught up on Rothschild, Soros being Jews, okay? And a lot of these people that write against America, okay, they have an anti-American agenda. They look Jewish. They got Jewish last names. They pass themselves off as members of the tribe. Okay, they're scoundrels. They're hiding in plain sight. If you know your Bible, especially if you've read the book of Revelation, you probably already know this quote. Okay, but Revelation 3:9 states, I will make those who are of the synagogue of Satan, who claim to be Jews, though they are not, but are liars. I will make them come and fall down at your feet and acknowledge that I have loved you. Now, people are going to freak out when I say this, all right? But this is not a trustworthy website. You know, it's kind of tin hat, but like they pull it together right here. Talking about the Khazars. Now, you know who the Khazars are. They were a Turkic people of Tengri shamanism that were required to convert to Judaism in the 7th century. The Rothschilds have become the target of unofficial reports claiming that the family sponsored the Bavarian Illuminati, a fringe Masonic occult society that controls the world's wealth and financial institutions and encourages wars between governments. We all know this is true. We all know it's true. So if you want to know about why you think Jews run the world, it ain't the Jews, man. It's the Khazars. They infiltrated Judaism, took it over from the inside, and have been foistering evil on the world as they attempt to gain control of everything on the planet. Coming back to the Q post, the next statement on there says Soros transfer of wealth. Now, this corresponds to this. That third one down here in New York Times, George Soros transfers billions to Open Society foundations. Mr. Soros has moved about $18 billion to the Open Society, the charity which promotes human rights, quote unquote. Bullshit. This is back in October 17th. They saw this stuff coming. George Soros was trying to hide his money, protect himself. Next line on the Q post says Dopey FREED. Now this is Ben Awalid, whatever the rest of his name is. You know who I'm talking about. Okay, there was a Q post a week ago, 2 weeks ago, said they freed him. The Saudis milked him for everything they could and then turned him over to us. So there was a Q post saying time to play. Dopey, looking forward to it. I'm not going to go back into that. It's not really that important. But this Ben Awalid guy is out. Okay, and I bet they're going to use him to squeeze these other people. Now the next one talks about marriage for power, not love. They point to the Hilton Rothschilds and the Soros Clinton dynasties. This is what they're getting at. Nikki Hilton wedding, weds James Rothschild, England-based banker at Kensington Palace in London. It's big stuff. Let's take a look at Nikki Hilton's. Let's go over there and take a look at Nikki Hilton's Instagram page. Look at the level of wealth that she showcases. She got some really, she's up to a lot of stuff. It's a huge plate of chicken and waffle. That looks delicious. Just her out doing crazy stuff. Now check this out. We're going to scroll down a little bit. Look how amazingly wealthy all these pictures. I mean, she's all about wealth, showcasing her wealth. This looks familiar. This picture right here looks familiar. I bet that's a Rothschild's house. Maybe not, but I remember seeing Lynn Rothschild on a staircase like this with that guy from Media Matters. Here's some symbolism right there. That's Illuminati symbolism, the panda. And here we go. Let me show this to you. Crazy stuff. Child photos. Bingo. Okay, check this out. With the level of wealth that you are exuding, why are you holding a pizza box? Pizza, pregame. I'm not even gonna. MK Ultra beta programming. Poor mind control victim. And there we go. Hashtag Pizzagate. Right in your face. No shame. Didn't even delete these comments. Blah blammo. Next one on the list was the Clinton-Soros marriage. So supposedly Chelsea Clinton, her husband is George Soros' nephew. But number one site, number one hit right there. I mean, look, it says right here, Chelsea Clinton is married to George Soros' nephew, Morning News USA. I mean, some of these aren't real reputable sources, right? No one in the mainstream media covered this hardcore. We're still looking for confirmation, but the Q post just confirmed it. But look at that, man. Snopes, number one. If you ever see Snopes as a number one hit on a search, I bet they're covering up. Snopes sucks. We all know Snopes sucks. The rest of this post has got a lot of stuff in it. Okay, and it talks about news unlocks the map, think mirror, which team. Also, he says up here, etc. So there's probably many, many, many more power marriages being set up among the elite levels. Makes me think about that Mulvaney chick that just married into British royalty, like what her background is and how she fits into it. There's no way they pick a half African American woman to marry into the royal family if it doesn't have some sort of power and control behind it. Think mirror, news unlocks the map. I think this is what it's pointing to. Okay, there was a Donald Trump tweet this morning that says the Democrats are pushing for universal health care. Now, hang on a second. They told us when they pushed Obamacare that it wasn't a precursor to universal health care, even though that's what Hillary Clinton has been pushing for since the mid-90s. Single payer, everybody suffers. Okay? And he's calling it out right here, clearly. And he's saying, while thousands of people are marching in the UK because their universal health care system is going broke and it's not working. Dems want to greatly raise taxes for really bad and non-personal medical care. No, thank you. And here he is. I mean, on the mirror, they're talking about it. Okay, U.S. president ignited a new diplomatic spat just 48 hours after 60,000 people hit the streets to demand that these Tory ministers fund it properly. All right, these people are serious, and if you are one of the people out there that thinks that somehow getting the government to pay for your services is the answer, it's not. It leads to nothing but tyranny. There's no escaping it. That's just where it goes. Governments are not based on goodwill. Governments are based on power over their people. Man, he touched a nerve here. He touched a nerve here hardcore. Theresa May had to provide a response to this. This is this morning. I'm going to leave a link to this video. I suggest you come look at this video. This is incredible. She is freaked out. Okay, she's being forced to defend herself. People are screaming at her while she's doing it. And basically she's admitting they're broke and they need to fund it again. And every year they have to fund it with more and more and more and more and more. And guess what happens? Eventually, your government goes broke, no one can get the health care they need, and at that point you have to say, well, I don't know, you need a kidney and you need a kidney, but I can only give one of you a kidney. So choose, How do you make that choice? That's why this is not a good approach to this sort of system. And Trump is on it. Okay? Everybody knows this is a terrible system. Trump's on it. Now the rest of it says which team they don't know. APACHE. These people are evil. Still don't believe you are sheep to them. 2020 is coming. Public is vital. Release of info is vital. Outrage. Justice. Can we simply arrest the opposition without first exposing truth? Follow the light. I think this is Pizzagate. Okay, I think that we're about to get a huge Pizzagate pill dropped in the public mindset. And once Donald Trump starts talking about this stuff on Twitter, there ain't no turning back. Okay, we're just going to move forward. I'm going to end this video right now. Please like and subscribe. Please comment if I've misspoken, missed anything, or if you want to add your own research to this this video. I'll favorite and pin the comments I think are the most useful to the conversation, like I always do. And in another video, I'll try to come over to this other one about the ThinkProgress from the verified account. This is just a few minutes ago. You know what? Hang on a second. I think I can squeeze this in. All right, this is the ThinkProgress Twitter feed. There's a ton of stuff on here. First thing I want to point out is whenever you see the word progress, it means don't have a country. We're progressing towards worldwide, no borders, no countries, everybody suffers. That's what progress means. We've hit peak progressive policies as of like 2015. We're about to reverse this stuff. I'm going to scroll up so you can see what they have on here. Rachel Crooks accused Trump of sexual assault. Now she's running for office. Whatever. GOP's war on welfare. White supremacy in Italy. This guy just took out some people after somebody was attacked by an immigrant. Republican gerrymandering is finally dead. New legal threat to environmental attorneys, sanctions from judges and attorneys general. Yeah, I'd be afraid too if I was you. But this is, I believe, the tweet that he's talking about. It has to go with the healthcare stuff. And this is what it points to. And here we go. Trump may have unintentionally conflated the objective. Come on now. They're trying to say that universal coverage with the pathway to single payer. But the distinction is especially critical to parse out as more and more Democrats warm up to the idea of a single-payer healthcare system, a system in which a public insurance plan pays for all medically necessary services. You know, that sounds exactly like what the UK has. And these idiots are trying to tell you that the words universal coverage are not the same as single-payer, when they are exactly the same. Now, they'll try to convince you, I haven't even read this article, but they'll try to logic their way out of it, smooth you, fool the stupid people, give them their talking points so they can parrot it at the water cooler at work, but it's bad for everybody, and the UK is seeing it. I strongly suggest you go watch this video again. I know I said it earlier in the video, but it will tell you that the UK hates this system. They hate it. And anytime these idiots in this country say, hey, UK and Canada, they have universal health care, the people over there hate it. They hate it. In that same Q post, he was also pointing to this link right here. This is on ThinkProgress, so it's these people are liars. You know, that's pretty much what he's saying. Internal FBI documents show White House lied about Comey firing. Scroll down here. It says the rationale behind Trump's firing of Comey has since been widely debunked and ridiculed. These people are either willingly ignorant or they are openly lying. Okay? They're willingly ignorant or they're openly lying. I got a short amount of time, so I'm just going to cover the last bit of this. It says, imagine this. Raw intel collection, narrative feeder, narrative collectors, narrative distributors, leaks, classified, payments, foreign accounts, cash, spook files, hotels, blackmail. How do you retain, quote, freedom of the press if those in front of the camera, trusted by select viewers, are extensions of the arm? Freedom of the press is vital to retain. Trust the plan. There are a lot more good than bad. I believe it. You, the people, need to remember how to play. You, the people, have the power. We strike every single day. We win every single day. Every single day they are being destroyed, literally. Stay strong. Have faith. This is bigger than anyone can imagine. Q.